Dollar General shares in the green here, up just about 2.5% after seeing same-store sales climbing over 2% in the first quarter. This comes as more consumers are searching for value. They're searching for discounts. The retailer also reaffirming its full-year guidance. For more on this, we want to bring in Anthony Chukumba. He is Loop Capital Markets Managing Director. Anthony, it's great to see you again. So talk to me just about some of the trends that you're seeing within Dollar General and really what that tells us as we take a step back more broadly about the strength of the consumer right now, or some of the pressure that the consumer is under.
Sure, absolutely. So, look, I think that retail stocks in general have been under a fair amount of pressure, particularly over the last several weeks. There is this concern about the health of the U.S. consumer, but look, we saw these better than expected numbers from Dollar General. We saw better than expected numbers yesterday from Dick's Sporting Goods. I mean, the U.S. consumer is still kind of hanging in there. I mean, I try to think about things very simply, right? If the consumer is working and unemployment is still below 4%, and the consumer is generally making more money, right? And we did see almost 4% wage growth last month, which continued a long string of wage growth that's higher than inflation. They're going to continue to spend. So I think, the rumors of the U.S. consumer's death are greatly exaggerated.
How much should we then read into where the consumer is shopping right now as well? I mean, if we're thinking about the consumer going to Dollar General, does that not signal pressure and a trade down perhaps from some of the other stores that they would regularly engage with?
I think that's a very fair point. That consumer is definitely being more sort of discerning because, inflation is still stubbornly high, and you do have that sort of cumulative impact of inflation. So even if the inflation rate is declining, you still have had, a couple of years now of elevated inflation rates. So, look, they are definitely trying to be thoughtful in terms of where they're spending, and they are looking to save money. Dollar General, like you said, had a nice comp, but Walmart also had a really, really strong quarter. So they are spending, but they are definitely trying to make their dollar go, further, given the fact that, they're paying more for groceries, they're paying more for gasoline, they're paying more for rent.
Anthony, what does this then tell us just about Dollar General's position right now within the group? And then when we talk about their ability to capture more market share, how optimistic are you that that's feasible at this point?
Dollar General is kind of at an interesting, sort of point right now. Because remember, like last year was an absolute positive dumpster fire for Dollar General. Comps were declining for most of the year. They got a lot of really, really bad press. You never want to be on John Oliver's show, right? Getting sort of taken down. And basically what they ended up doing was bringing back their CEO, Todd Vasos, and now they're, in this sort of turnaround mode. A lot of that is trying to improve the in-store experience, so improving in-stock levels, improving customer service. And so to some extent, it's a little like, I don't want to read too much in terms of whether they're gaining share or losing share, because a lot of it is just, a lot of it's just a self-help story, right? And sort of righting the wrongs that were done under the prior CEO.